When you dig your hands into garden soil, you are interacting with a massive, invisible reservoir of life. A single handful of dirt contains millions of bacteria and fungi, all acting as tiny helpers for our biological systems. For decades, we have operated on the assumption that human biology thrives best in isolation. We moved entirely indoors and scrubbed our environments, believing that health was something achieved in a sterile, sealed-off vacuum. This diagram shows the cost of that isolation. We used to follow the hygiene hypothesis, which suggested that being too clean caused allergies. Today, we understand the biodiversity hypothesis. Our bodies actually require a constant flow of natural microbes to stay healthy. Without them, our internal microbiome, the community of organisms keeping us alive, begins to starve. This environmental starvation leads to a specific kind of cellular breakdown. Without regular training from soil microbes, the immune system becomes paranoid and irritated, leading to inflammaging, a slow, quiet inflammation that damages our tissues as we age. Human health depends on a state of constant biological exchange. To function properly, our bodies act as open receiving ecosystems that require regular data updates delivered directly from the earth. That data transfer begins the moment we touch the garden. Digging in the dirt transfers protective gamma proteobacteria onto our skin, while breathing the garden air brings environmental microbes into our respiratory tract. To read these newcomers, macrophages scan the shapes of soil bacteria, called LPS. Recognizing friendly markers, they produce regulatory T cells, our immune peacemakers. These release interleukin-10, a calming protein that extinguishes harmful inflammation and heals tissues before overreacting to harmless pollen. This physical connection is what programs our adaptive learning network. By interacting with the soil, we train our immune defenses to stay calm and efficient rather than remaining in a state of constant paranoid alarm. Plants also serve as delivery vehicles for these microbes. This diagram shows how garden plants act like straws, pulling bacteria from the soil into their inner tissues, the endosphere, and hosting them on their outer leaves, which we call the phyllosphere. Eating a raw, fresh vegetable from the garden delivers these microbes directly to our gut. Tough species like lactic acid bacteria have natural shields that allow them to survive the trip through our harsh stomach acid. Once inside our intestines, these microbes go to work digesting tough plant fibers that humans can't break down on our own. This process creates short-chain fatty acids, which are the energy molecules our bodies use to fuel and soothe our digestive lining. These fatty acids provide the specific energy needed to maintain a strong intestinal barrier, effectively sealing our gut against irritation. Processed, factory-made foods lack this hidden microbial workforce. Without raw plants from the garden, we lose the primary source of the energy molecules that keep our digestive system stable. Beyond digestion, the garden environment actively resets our brain chemistry through invisible, airborne signals. When we breathe in the natural smells of plants, known as volatile organic compounds, they enter our bloodstream. This exposure increases our count of natural killer cells, the super-fast defenders that hunt down and destroy sick cells in the body. Touching soil microbes also triggers a sensory signal that travels to the brain, prompting it to produce more serotonin. This is the chemical messenger that regulates our mood and induces a profound sense of safety and peace. At the same time, the combination of sunlight and activity stimulates a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of this as Miracle-Gro for your brain cells, helping them grow and form new connections. Between the plant aerosols and the soil contact, the garden functions as a biological stress-melting system that restores our nervous system to a balanced, resting state. This constant microbial updating changes the fundamental way our cells produce energy and age over the course of our lives. Trained cells use oxidative phosphorylation to create energy smoothly, preventing metabolic stress. This stability builds a calming buffer that acts as a circuit breaker against sepsis, stopping the immune system from destroying our organs. It also prevents everyday bugs from mutating into dangerous pathobionts. Daily exposure to nature weaves a form of biological armor into our bodies, protecting us from the internal breakdowns that cause chronic disease. Modern life has forced our biology into a messy evolutionary mismatch. We were built to thrive in a messy, complex environment. But we are currently attempting to run our biological hardware in a sterile, sealed-off box. Getting your hands dirty is not just a hobby. It is the act of plugging your body back into the Earth's network to download the essential data your immune system needs to function. True health cannot exist in isolation. To protect the ecosystem inside of us, we must actively participate in the ecosystem outside of us.